Hello and welcome back to No Bullshit. Now that it's October, it's as good a time as any to start talking about cultural appropriation again. This concept comes from the left, and it's usually used as one of their ways to bash people they don't like. Liberals pretend they are caring about other people's cultures and protecting them, when really, crying about cultural appropriation is just another way for left-wingers to complain, and more importantly, to virtue signal to everyone publicly that they're the good guys, and they're down with minorities. Leftists think it makes them look like they care about other cultures, but really, they don't give a shit. Liberals only care about complaining and attacking people they don't like, namely whites and conservatives, usually. In the past, we've covered things like Bruno Mars getting bashed for winning awards, and playing supposedly black music. Then, earlier this year, a teen girl was attacked and slandered by half the media in this country, all for choosing to wear a Chinese-style dress to her high school prom. And now that it's almost Halloween again, you can pretty much see all the claims of cultural appropriation coming from around the corner. Liberals can't stand fun, so when people start dressing up as different characters and monsters and parts of other races for the holiday, the lefties keep their eyes out for any possible culturally insensitive costumes, things that might trigger them. But today we're not here to talk about all the Halloween stuff again, not exclusively. Today, we're going to talk about another kind of cultural appropriation. Recently, basketball pro and NBA star Jeremy Lin has been getting some heat over his new hairstyle. This Chinese-American man has been rocking dreadlocks this season, and in my opinion, they look pretty good on him. The progressives are none too pleased about this though, as they of course think this is cultural appropriation from black people. Time after time, liberals have tried to claim dreadlocks are for black people only, and time after time, they've been proven wrong too. And that's what I plan on doing in today's video. We're going to go over the whole Jeremy Lin dreadlock controversy, explaining why the left is wrong about dreadlocks and cultural appropriation and everything. And most importantly, we're going to go over why cultural appropriation is still bullshit. But before we get to that, let's first take a look at our exciting and new sponsor, War Robots. War Robots is an action-packed tactical multiplayer game with 6 versus 6 team battles in real time. Over 100 million players have already installed the game. That's crazy. And they have a big variety of robots and weapons too, with all kinds of possible combinations. Create a war machine to fit your own playstyle today, and you can also soak in those rich 3D graphics. War Robots has constant content updates too, and developers have prepared something very interesting for the upcoming Halloween holiday. So download the game using the link below and check out what's going on here real soon. Install War Robots now, and you'll also get a huge starter pack, which includes one Cossack robot and a unique skin for it. This robot is super mobile and can jump too, and it's very good for capturing the beacons as well. You'll also get a full set of weapons for your Cossack robot. 100 gold is included and 400,000 silver. So check out War Robots today by clicking the link below. Great, now that that's out of the way, let's get to the Jeremy Lin story. For more details, let's turn to an article from the Washington Post called "After Kenyon Martin Rips His Dreads, Jeremy Lin Kills Him with Kindness." Check this out. Getting dreadlocks was no whim for the Nets' Jeremy Lin, who has cycled through a number of hairstyles over his 7-year NBA career. Worried about being accused of cultural appropriation, the Taiwanese-American point guard consulted with his African-American teammates and team staff members before taking the plunge, which involved an 8-hour salon session. In the end, something as simple as what sits atop his head became something else entirely. This process started out about hair, but it's turned into something more for me. Lin wrote earlier this week on the Players Tribune, "I'm really grateful for my teammates and friends for being willing to help me talk through such a difficult subject, one that I'm still learning about and working my way through. Over the course of the last few years and all these hairstyles, I've learned that there's a difference between not caring what other people think and actually trying to walk around for a while in another person's shoes. The conversations I had weren't always very comfortable, and at times I know I didn't say the right things, but I'm glad I had them, because I know as an Asian American how rare it is for people to ask me about my heritage beyond a surface level, and that, it seemed, was all former NBA player Kenyon Martin saw, the surface. Wow, poor Jeremy Lin. Guy can't even get a new haircut without having to ask all his black teammates if it's okay, and having to ask if something is racist. Well, if you have to ask, there's always going to be a left-winger who will say it is. Everything is racist according to liberals, and that's why high-profile celebrities like Lin have got to be so careful, especially nowadays. I wish Jeremy didn't have to be this cautious, but I can't say I blame him for it either. This is the political and social climate we live in now, in current year, in 2018, and despite all of Jeremy's precautions, we will soon see that he's going to get slammed for cultural appropriation anyway. In an Instagram video posted Thursday, Martin accused Lin of wanting to be black, and said in a caption that he was disappointed in his teammates in the Nets as an organization for allowing this foolishness. Martin has since apparently had a change of heart, or at least decided he must clear the air. In a phone conversation with the crossover's Rohan Nadkarni on Friday, Martin said that he never meant his comments to be racial, and that it was meant to be a ha 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 moment. He also said that he sent Lin a direct message and is trying to get his number so as to clear the air. It's far from racist. I guess saying wanting to be black made it racial, Martin told Nadkarni, but I despise people that look down because of race. It was meant to be a ha 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 moment. If you watch, I was laughing in the statement. nonsense. It got taken too far. I wanted to clear the air. I don't know Jeremy. He's had a few crazy hairstyles before and I had the same thought process. WTF. But I wasn't trying to be racist. I didn't even know he did the Players Tribune thing. Well, it sounds to me like Martin, the former player attacking Lynn, he sounds like a sad, racist, pathetic old man. If you see someone with dreadlocks and immediately think they want to be black, well, that says more about you than it does about the person with the hairstyle. Also, that's not even mentioning the fact that dreadlocks aren't an exclusively black thing either. Every civilization since the dawn of time has had versions of dreadlocks. Native Americans, Vikings, Indians, ancient Chinese, you name it. Earliest depictions of dreadlocks date back to over 2,000 years ago from across the globe, so let's all keep that in mind here today. And sure, more recently, the Caribbean blacks have been more known for it, the Rasta types from Jamaica and such, especially in America, but let's not pretend that dreadlocks are an only black thing. And thinking this way is just plain ignorant. It also sounds very covetous and kind of tribal if you ask me. I would bet Martin or anyone who wants to attack Jeremy Lin for this, they have ulterior motives. They've either got issues with Lin personally or they have their own inner racial issues privately. Either way, cultural appropriation is not the answer. It's not even a thing. It's a fake made-up buzzword phrase left-wingers use to attack people they don't like by calling them their favorite accusation, racist. And if you think about it, cultural appropriation is just a fancy way of calling someone racist anyway. Except nowadays, finally, people are starting to wake up to the term's falsehoods. I have no problem with Jeremy, man. People are attacking me, calling me racist or in. I didn't call him any kind of derogatory thing. He has the right to rock any hairstyle he wants. It got out of control. It wasn't meant to be anything more than banter. Jeremy is an athlete and I would hope he understood that this was in fun and not to offend. And as long as he's not offended, that's all that matters. I wish him well. In the initial video, Martin suggested that had Lin entered the locker room of one of his teams, the message would have been quite clear. Do I need to remind this damn boy that his last name is Lin? Martin said in the video. Like, come on, man. Let's stop this, man. With these people, man. There's no way possible that he would have made it on one of our teams with that bullshit going on in his head. Come on, man. Somebody need to tell him, like, alright, bro, we get it. You want to be black. Like, we get it. But the last name is Lin. Lin responded to Martin in a comment posted to the video, taking the highest of roads while reminding Martin that he has Chinese characters tattooed on his arm. Wow, jeez. Well done, Mr. Lin. What a hypocrite this Martin guy is too. Not only is he sporting something that would be considered cultural appropriation of the Chinese, well, also, Lin is part Chinese, or Taiwanese, or dirty knees, or whatever. And all I could say to that is, wow, real irony in the real world really takes the cake. Gosh, the hypocrisy is strong in this one. And it's pretty clear Martin has been backpedaling ever since he started this attack on Lin too. First he was dogging him real hard, saying Lin wanted to be black. Then when Jeremy clapped back and had this zinger about Martin appropriating himself, well, then the media turned on him and Martin has been walking himself back ever since, saying he was joking and trying to play it off cool. But we all know he's just saying that because he's losing the public sympathy here. Martin thought everyone would get behind his racist accusation, but thankfully and surprisingly, Lin is coming out on top here and I have to say, I'm loving it. Hey man, it's all good. You definitely don't have to like my hair and are definitely entitled to your opinion, Lin wrote. Actually, I am legit grateful for you sharing it, to be honest. At the end of the day, I appreciate that I have dreads and you have Chinese tattoos because I think it's a sign of respect. And I think as minorities, the more we appreciate each other's cultures, the more we influence mainstream society. Thanks for everything you did for the Nets and hoops. Had your poster up on my wall growing up. Lin continued along that path Thursday night after scoring 16 points in the Nets preseason win over the Heat. At the end of the day, we need to spend a little more time thinking about what it'd be like to be somebody else, Lin said. Per the New York Post, he said what he said, but I'm not really that offended. If that's how he thinks, that's how he thinks, but my job is to be gracious, loving, and if I can just share with him a little of my side, I think the next time maybe he'll have a different viewpoint. Well put. Again, Jeremy Lin, I think you're gonna be my new best friend. Damn, dude. It's like this guy just ended the cultural appropriation meme for me. What else can I really say here? Lin's right. Cultural appropriation is a bogus idea. We should all be focusing on the bright side of things. Cultural appreciation is what we're really talking about today, and there's two sides to this current debate. Leftists would have you believe it's racist and offensive to appreciate other cultures. Meanwhile, us rational and sane people think otherwise. There's nothing wrong with sporting different hairstyles, just like how there's nothing wrong with listening to another race's music or watching their movies or shows. And most importantly of all, with the haunted holiday coming up so soon, don't worry, it's also okay to dress up as whatever you want for Halloween as well. So go out and have some fun this year. Dress up as a Rasta stoner guy, or even a lazy Mexican on a siesta. Dress up as Superman or even Superwoman, or you can try a basketball player like Jeremy Lin, or even LeBron James or Kevin Durant. Go crazy this year and be confident and strong too, because no matter what you really do, someone will eventually bring up claims of cultural appropriation, probably. But worry not, because if you find someone crying about that crap, you probably don't want to be their friend anyway. And at least you'll know that liberal, they're stupid as hell. What do you guys think? Are Halloween costumes cultural appropriation? Should Jeremy Lin have been attacked for his dreadlocks? And wasn't his response just perfect here? Comment your thoughts on everything below. And thanks for watching No Bullshit. See y'all next time.
even though we're not necessarily at the forefront of all the attention that's going on, we still have responsibilities as people to love the people around us, to learn about them, to care about them. And I think that's one way that we can become involved or more involved in the process.